Hey guys, welcome back to Homeschool on my YouTube channel. Today, I am going to be addressing some of your homeschool assumptions. Homeschool, maybe not homeschool. Some of these are really personal. Assumptions about me. This is going to hopefully help you get to know me better. I saw this on somebody else's YouTube channel. I can't take credit for this, but it just looked like so much fun that I decided that I was going to try it. So I asked on my Instagram what you guys assumed about me, and I'm going to be addressing as much of these as I possibly can. I got so many answers, and I think this is going to be a lot of fun. And just to preface this, I have not gone through and really prepped my answers. Some of them I laughed at and swiped on by. I literally don't know what I'm going to say. So this is going to be on the fly. It's going to be honest. It's going to be real and authentic. And in the moment, as if you were having coffee and just threw this out at me, my response to your assumptions about me. So if you are not familiar with who I am, what this channel is all about, if you just stumbled upon it for the very first time, my name is Rebecca. I have 5 young children that I homeschool, and I grew up being homeschooled until about grade 10, at which point I went to school. So I have been immersed in homeschooling, I feel like my whole life. I always knew this is what I wanted to do, and I have been blogging about it for about 4 years now. So I love homeschooling, and I am passionate about encouraging other people and helping them along the way and just being real. And so you're gonna see a whole lot of real in today's video because you guys asked some questions that you may be shocked by the answer. I don't know, maybe you won't follow me after this. We're gonna see. Okay, so assumptions about me. That growing up you did rigorous curriculum like Bob Jones or ACE. You know what, I feel like I look back and I'm like, yeah, I did. But I kind of did and I kind of didn't. My mom used a Becca for us, and so I grew up using a Becca for a lot of my kind of core subjects. I definitely did that for math. I remember doing that for our history, and for a lot of our different sciences. I did the Abeka Health, I did the Abeka Language Arts up to a certain point, but she also brought in unit studies. I remember doing Konos. We did actually a lot of unit studies. So she was definitely eclectic in the way that she homeschooled us, and we got a little bit of everything in there. So did I grow up using rigorous curriculum? Kind of. I think that I'm different than how my mom was when she homeschooled me, but I think that she gave me that flexibility in the fact that she wasn't bound to those books and feeling like you had to, and she kind of took it to the next level. So yes and no. Does that answer that? I don't know. Another assumption about me, you are unorganized. You switch your kids' curriculum often. Yeah, that's true. I am unorganized. Now, I don't know if you just saw, but I posted my homeschool room makeover video, which you should go and check out, as well as my scrapbook. So parts of my life are organized, you guys, parts of my life, and I really work at it. I did this special folding thing in my bedroom, and it was really organized until I did an Instagram video where it was a mess. I mean, I live my life, and I cannot do everything. There's no way that I am blogging the amount that I am, doing all of these videos, engaging with you guys, homeschooling my kids, managing, cooking meals, being a good wife to my husband, still having friends and relationships outside of all of that, and, you know, organizing my house. Like, something is gonna go, most likely 2 or 3 things are gonna go, and if something has to go, let it be the house. That's just the last priority for me. It is an important priority. I actually go crazy if I'm disorganized. So every once in a while, I kind of lose my mind, and we clean our house like crazy people, and then I feel good again. So I do need it. I don't just live in filth. I can't stand that. I do go crazy, but I can let it get pretty bad before I get to that point, guys. We're kind of that, we float, and then mommy freaks out, and then we clean, and then we try again. One day it's gonna happen. Really. You have trouble finishing things, like getting distracted by other things. That's a tough one. I would actually be super curious to see my mom's response to that, because in some ways, yes, in other ways, no. I am very, very, very focused, and can be very focused and very driven. I mean, I have written books. I have done things that I started and I finished, and I really just threw everything that I am into it. I am an all or nothing person, and so I do that. I throw everything that I am into something, and I have a tendency to just let everything fall to the wayside and be like, I'm gonna do this, and then I do. So there is an aspect of who I am that I finish what I start in some things. When it comes to our curriculum, it depends on my level of enthusiasm and ambition and passion about it greatly. But if it's curriculum, then I am like loosey-goosey. Like, no, we don't have to finish that curriculum. When's the last time we finished a book? Actually, I look back, I found a math book that we almost finished. There was only like a few weeks left, you guys. That's big for us. We float, we do what we do. So yes and no. It depends on how you're asking that, but hopefully that helps. You are easygoing. I need a friend. I need a friend to come in on this video with me because I feel like I want to truthfully answer these, but some of them I don't know. Am I easygoing? No, I don't think I'm easygoing. I don't think I'm easygoing in any capacity, but I'm super curious to know what one of my best friends would say to that, because I'm going to ask her now, and maybe I'm going to come back and edit this, or maybe I'm going to put her on video and she's going to respond to that, because that I'm not sure. But I would say that I am not easygoing. I am the most intense, passionate person you have ever met. I'm crazy. I feel like I'm insane. Like, I'm the mom that's sitting at home, like either getting frustrated at my kids or being goofy and singing a silly song, or I am totally ignoring them and I'm working. Like, I'm everywhere all the time. I am not the mom. You know, it's like you watch shows. I won't name the shows, but there's some shows with people that have lots of kids and they're just like, yeah, okay, honey, we don't do that. No, that's not me, guys. I'm not that way. I'm the stupid. That's me, okay, real life. So no, I would not say I'm easygoing with pretty much anything. You don't get sleep and you're very organized. Okay, again, we've tackled the organized thing, more on the disorganized than the organized, but I see the value of organization. So let's just call that what it is. But don't get sleep, yeah. I think last night was 4 hours, guys. Now, I will get sick and I will deteriorate and then I'll start crying. So I'm working on that, but I don't live on 4 hours of sleep. I kind of need 7 is my like base minimum. If I want to be a good person, then 8 hours of sleep is kind of what I aim for. But I don't know how to answer that, because definitely I have like, I know I got to get up. I've got to do this. I don't get very much sleep. I stay up really late. That's what I do. I stay up very, very, very late, way too late, because I just don't want to go to bed and do the things in the morning. So that's what I'm working on. I'm a work in progress. But then I sleep in. Like, my alarm goes off and I'm like, I should get up, but I'm not going to. So I kind of do get the sleep I need because I'm lazy. You're so thin and you eat whatever you want. Okay, well, I'm not like super thin. If I were brave enough, I'd show you my belly right now, okay? It looks like, because I'm thin-ish, then I think that, you know, the fact that I have no stomach muscles just makes me look 3-4 months pregnant all the time. Actually, not all the time. In the morning when I first wake up, I'm like, yeah, I'm looking good. I look in the mirror, I'm like, this is great. I like what I see, okay? Just don't eat anything, because as soon as I eat something, then it's like, pop, food baby. And it's just like that. It's just like that. So I feel like I always look pretty pregnant. I'm really good at wearing flowy shirts, but I definitely am on the thinner side, and that's just genetics. I'm so sorry, because I eat like crap and I don't take very good care of myself. So God is going to give me a little more grace until I can really tackle that. But I am going to start working out, guys. So stay tuned for some workout videos. It's going to happen in all my spare time. Okay, what else? You wake up way before me to have such a successful day. Again, I'd be super curious to see what my family would say about this, but I would say my track record is to wake up around 8 is average. What I should wake up at is 6, but 8 is average. I kind of like, this morning, I set the alarm for 6 and then I reset it for 7 and then I reset it for 8 and then I reset it for 9, but then I decided that that was pushing it. So 8 o'clock is probably normal, and I don't. Okay, so now my successful day is I'm getting some work done today. Do you think homeschooling's happening? Think again. Okay. You've always wanted a large family. That is true. I have always wanted a large family. I started off wanting 4. I always knew I wanted to be a mom. It's what I wanted to be when I grew up. And my mom was kind of like, you should go to college. You should do this. You should do that. And I was like, what's the point? I'm going to meet someone, get married, and have kids. Like, what's the point? This is my passion. This is what I want for my life. And so I always wanted to be a mom. I wanted at least 4 kids. So did Jonathan, my husband. And then I remember the moment we had Caleb, and he's just this little And it was hard. Like pregnancy was very hard for me. I'm very short-bodied. I had so much pain. I had so much trouble breastfeeding. Like I had major challenges, but I was so in love. I was so in love. And I remember looking down at him and I looked at my husband and I said, 7? He's like, 7. So 7 was the number and we were going to go for it. Like we love babies and we love kids and we would have had more. Unfortunately, I cannot, and I might address that later because I think somebody asked something after that. Okay, oh look, next question. I hate assumptions, but may I just ask, would you like to have more children? Okay, so look there, it's right there, you guys. It's just so perfect. Okay, so yes, I would love to have more children. After Janaya, my last, I had major complications. Actually, after my 4th, I had major complications. I had something called Acrita. I think with Janaya it was Acrita, and then it turned into Acrita with Janaya. So that's where your placenta grows into your uterine wall, and so it doesn't come out, and you can hemorrhage and die at any point, and so all of that stuff. So I almost died with Aaliyah. And that is a whole story that maybe we can talk about another time. But I almost died with her, and so there was a lot of fear based around Janaya. We ended up driving 4 hours for every appointment, went to the best hospital we could find, and they said that, you know, we will try, but most likely we will have to do a hysterectomy. And so I am completely unable to have more children, and it breaks my heart. And we did look into adoption. It is very difficult to adopt with the amount of kids we have. We were told that even local adoptions, most families won't choose us because we have too many kids. There is limitations. We were told there's only 3 countries we could ever adopt from because of the amount of children that we have. So it is kind of in the back of our mind as a possibility and something that we are passionate about. I'm also praying for healing, guys. I mean, God can grow back arms. He can grow a uterus. It can happen. You have a stylist. I wear sweatpants daily. Well, I used to wear sweatpants, pajamas daily. Now I wear Lululemon tights daily, which are basically pajamas. Let's just be real. Like they're so comfortable. And that's also how I keep my figure because it just sucks it all in. So I do dress pretty comfortably, if we're being honest. I dress warm a lot. I have a big house coat I wear all the time. And don't come to my house unannounced because I will scare you with the amount of, I don't know what's happening. I'm like 32 and all of a sudden I'm a teenager and I have more zits than I have ever had collectively in my life in a monthly basis. Like it's just crazy. Not to mention the dark circles under my eyes and I look like I'm dying. Really. Palliative care up in here. So no, it's not always amazing, you guys. It really isn't. Somebody asked, they assume that I am Catholic. I am not Catholic. I am evangelical Christian. I really don't like the denomination thing because I don't even know, guys, where there's so much interpretational stuff with that it drives me a little crazy, but I'm a Christian, but even that drives me crazy because what does that even mean anymore? No, I don't just go to church on Sunday. I have an active living relationship with God. I hear his voice and I follow his voice for my parenting, for my homeschooling, for ministry, for this job, for everything that I do. I ask him before I do videos. I pray before I do videos. He guides and directs everything that I do. I believe in miracles. I believe and have a personal, active, vibrant, passionate relationship with God. So whatever that is, that's me. So a little charismatic, but I'm not, you know what? I feel like I'm also grounded. I grew up really conservatively. And so I have the grounding of scripture and Bible and yet I believe in it, the Acts church, that's what we're supposed to have. So there, now you got my little testimony in one. I'm pretty crazy, you guys. I feel like people, you don't really know me. You don't know me. Okay. You're superhuman. I feel like we don't even need to address that anymore, do we? Like, haven't we already now laid the foundation that I am anything but superhuman, okay? Anything but. You keep things simple. Love your kids, but they drive you crazy. And you have homeschool all figured out. Okay. I do keep things simple. Yes, true. My kids, I love them, but they drive me crazy. Also true. I love them so much. And sometimes I'm so in awe of them. I just sit and like watch them. The other night, actually 2 nights ago, I started watching a video. My sister had posted it and it is the most embarrassing, horrific thing you'll ever see. And we had like just had babies and we were still children pretty much. And so we were acting like children and made this little like Reitman's commercial that was appalling. So I was looking at that and my kids, of course, were like killing themselves laughing and they said, we want to see. And so we started looking at Facebook videos and Then we looked at a few more, and I looked back and saw my kids when they were little, and I could not stop weeping. I could not stop weeping. And I don't cry that much. I really do not cry that much, but I was like, literally there's a puddle forming on the floor, and I miss it so much. I feel like it's gone so fast. I feel like I haven't appreciated every moment like I should. And I love my kids so beyond fiercely. So yes, that is true. But I have homeschool all figured out. In some ways, I'm very confident. I'm very confident that I know what I'm doing. I'm very confident with curriculum. I'm very confident that I know my kids. And that's why I can be confident in telling you guys what I've learned along the way. But every day I'm still learning. Every day I'm coming up against challenges that I don't know how to face because it's new. I'm coming up now with preteen attitude stuff, and that's new for me. And so trying to figure out, okay, what do I do in this situation? And all my kids have different learning styles. There's so many challenges I have faced that I have been like, I'm out, I don't know, down on my knees, God tell me, like spirit-led homeschool, because honestly, there's a lot of times I have no clue what I am doing and I'm just winging it. So no, I do not have my homeschool figured out. Okay, let's move on. All right, that it is dark and cold in Canada, not a fun place to live. Now, this is always hard for me to explain because we do Celsius, you guys do Fahrenheit. So sometimes it's like the crossover. I need to actually look up what our average temperature is, but we are actually pretty average. We have seasons. Just like me, it fits me so perfectly because I am intense. So just like me being an intense person who's all or nothing, our seasons are all or nothing. And actually, that's really only where we are because the farther south you go, it's different. So where I am now, I'm in BC. Go show your kids. Here's your geography for the day. We are in northern BC. Okay, so northern BC, we're underneath the Yukon, so we're not even all the way up in that top half of Canada. We're still like mid-Canada. And for us, we get in our winter, so you have to go convert this, go do it. It's a good lesson for your kids. We get as cold as -40, but when we do get -40, that's like snaps of it. Okay, so maybe we have like a week that's really cold. This winter was not that bad. It averaged -10 to 15. That was our average. So we had winter, and our winter started around November, and you know, we still kind of had snow. You guys saw some of those flurries a little while ago. So we have winter, but then we have spring and we have summer, and it gets up to 40 degrees Celsius in the summer, which is hot, like really, 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 really hot. So it isn't dark. In fact, because we're northern, you guys, sometimes we're gonna come to the longest day of the year where we only have about 2 hours of darkness. In the winter, it's dark. Yeah, but in the summer, now we're gonna have hardly any darkness and mostly light. It's hard to sleep unless you put tinfoil on the windows or have blackout blinds. So I love it. I love Canada. I also love the States. I've so loved traveling and speaking at different conventions and getting to see your guys' neck of the woods because there's so many similarities and also differences in our countries and the different states and provinces, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I assume we would have a lot to laugh about over a cup of coffee. You seem fun. There's another one that goes in with this. I assume you're very fun to hang out with and be around. And another one, you are an extrovert. Okay, so true story. I can be fun. I can be fun. I think I'm really fun for my kids. I think I'm really fun with my husband. We have so much fun together. And my best friends and close family. I can be absolutely ridiculous and have so much fun and super extroverted. Very, very, very extroverted. I love my people so much. And it's my place, and I like go in and I'm like, hey, I've arrived. And you know, I love it. I love people. I love my people. I feel confident, and I'm super extroverted in those situations. But in a big group situation, where I don't know people, in a situation where I have to get to know people, in a situation where I am meeting people for the first time, even where I kind of know people like at church, but it's superficial, I'm out. Like I am out. I am not fun in any way. I sit down, that's why I avoid homeschool stuff in my area, because I know people expect me to be what they see on here, which is me. This is real. What I do is real. But I'm in my home, you guys. Remember, I'm in my home. So when I'm out, it's very difficult for me to get out of my comfort zone. It's very hard. I'm very introverted. In a big group, even if I kind of know people, I will sit, I will be quiet, I will not speak as hardly at all. I want to go. I bring my journal, so I have something to do. I feel very awkward, very uncomfortable. My kids literally know they joke now, they bug me. They take turns and shifts sitting with me during church. So I don't have to be alone, so I don't have to try to feel stupid or try to find someone to talk to. I hate small talk. I find it exhausting. I am all or nothing intense. I want to talk about God and relationship and marriage. And, like for me, the small talk is just like, it's a face I have to put on. So I am actually introverted. I'm an introverted extrovert. So only in small groups with my people where I'm really comfortable can I be that extrovert. But with bigger groups, and that's where I feel like I disappoint people a lot because I think they expect me to be this. And while I can be, this it's got to be the right, you guys, it's got to be right. Like everything has to come into play for that to happen. All right, you do your hair and makeup every day. I fight for a shower every other day. Now, shower versus makeup, those are different. I shower I try to do it on the third day. So I have a shower and then I don't the next day and then I will the next day. Now I'm even more going sometimes, especially if I curl my hair, I can go one extra day. So I can have a shower 2 days in between and then have a shower. So I don't shower that often because I don't do my hair like this every day. Nuh-uh. Once it's done, you're gonna be like this for at least 2 days in order for me to feel like I got value out of that time that I invested. My makeup I do, at least under the eyes, some blush so I don't look dead. But for the most part, I do it now. Anytime I'm going out or gonna see people, I do. Because otherwise people say, are you dying? And then I have to explain why I don't have cancer and why I'm not dying because I look like I am. So embarrassing little fact about me. This is a face. Let's move on. Okay. You and your hubby get along great. We do. Actually, we do get along really, really, really well. We are both really intense and strong leaders. And so sometimes we clash. The iron sharpens iron. Our first few years of marriage were pretty bad. They were pretty bad. That whole honeymoon phase people talk about, don't know what that is. I really don't, because we did not experience that. Our first few years of marriage were getting to know each other because we'd only dated a few months. He went to training to be an RCMP officer, so we were long distance talking on the phone. And then he was posted somewhere else, so we were long distance planning our wedding, and we got married. We'd only actually been together dating where we had actually hung out for 3 months, and that's it. So we were getting to know each other. We were learning how to communicate. He is almost 8 years older than me. And so there was dynamics there. He was kind of more set in his ways, and I feel like I was already set in my ways being young. I was very strong. We're strong personalities. We knew what we wanted, and we fought. It's actually our marriage, I feel like, gets better and better and better the longer we've been married. And so we get along really, really, really well until we nitpick at each other and we sharpen each other a little bit, and then it's a little grady, but we get past that and we have fun. We have so much fun. We're kind of one of those couples that I almost feel like would embarrass people if they really knew. Like we're ridiculous around each other. I'll be like standing there visiting with someone and my husband will come and like bowl me over in the snow and tackle me or throw a snowball. We're very kiddish with each other. We laugh, we tickle, we play. We really do play. We play together and we have so much fun doing it. So I love my husband very, very, very much. He makes me laugh and he keeps me from going crazy. That you have great patience. You never lose your cool. Somebody else said that too, that you seldom raise your voice or lose your cool. How I wish that were true. I'm the least patient person in the world. I really am. I am not patient in any way. When God made me, he did not say, Rebecca, and she shall be patient. He said, Rebecca, and she shall be a wild tornado who doesn't know the meaning of patience, but she's going to learn. Through painful processes, she's going to learn the meaning of the word. She'll never actually master it, but she'll at least have a glimpse of what that means. And the rest is going to be heaven, okay? I'm going to learn what that means in heaven because I am not patient. I'm working on it. Like the smallest things, you have no idea. The smallest things where I'm working on being patient. I'm working on not speaking, even though I have everything to say right now. I am working on not losing my cool, on not getting frustrated with my kids. When I first started homeschooling, my son, my gorgeous, amazing, sweet, lovable, sensitive little boy who is turning 12 and is not so little anymore, he was my first, and so teaching him how to read was just like, You guys, it was so bad. I cry. I've done videos before where I cry in the video, and I don't cry because it just reminiscing about that battle and him crying and feeling like such a failure. And come on, we read this word already. Why can't you do this? And just the messages I was like, it was awful. So no, I'm not patient, but I've come a long way. Now when I teach my kids and we get to that point, I'm just like, okay, well, we've got two choices. Mommy's gonna scream, or we're just gonna take a break and here, have some candy. And so usually that's what I default to. Have some candy. Go away, go outside, go and play. Mommy's going to read a book or go to the bathroom or I don't know what's gonna happen. Something, make me coffee. Teach your kids how to do that. It really helps with your patience. Gives you that little break. I'm very confident in my curriculum choices. Well, right now, if you say that to me, I have no idea what I'm using for 2020. No idea. None. So I'm not super, but once we try something, I know a lot of curriculum. I know curriculum, and I love curriculum, and I'm confident about what I know about curriculum, but we're always changing things up. I get something new in the mail, I'm like, well, we have to try it, clearly. So we try it. That I managed to make friends easily. No. This is the first time I have had like a best friend that is not family, not related to me, since I was a teenager. First time in my life, 13 years of marriage. I had a best friend when I was a teenager that she was just my best friend. I've only had 3 in my life. That was not family. I'm very close to my family. I'm very close to my sister-in-law, my mom. And so those have always been my best friends. I don't need a lot of people. I just need a few. And so I had my very best friend growing up and I was good. And then I had my family and I was good. And I just have never had that again. And I didn't even really feel super sad about that. I felt like, it's seasons, and I thought I was okay with just having my family. I've forgotten what a gift it is because it's been 13 years, 14 years, however long it's been, that now to have that again is such a gift. It is such a gift. There are very few people that I am truly myself with, that I truly feel like I'm safe with, that I truly can be wild and crazy and don't feel like it's any work to have conversation with. Very few people. So I don't make friends easily. I think a lot of people feel like they're my friend and they're acquaintances, and they are, but that deep friendship, I don't make that easily. That is very, very rare. And I think rare for most people. And if you do have that, treasure it. And if you have that afar, go call that friend. Just reconnect with them because you can always go back. With those friends, they're lifers. Okay, I'm only gonna do a few more, and I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages more of, oh my goodness, my kids took pictures of me at violin practice. So cool. So I'm just gonna address a few more and then we'll move on because this is super long, right? Hopefully you've enjoyed getting to know me better. Okay, I assume that you never get a break from homeschool on. I actually feel like I take a lot of breaks. There's a lot of times I've got like a ton of stuff to do. I've been shooting videos today of my beautiful schoolroom and my dream box. And I've been having so much fun doing it, but I have avoided this moment and this video for months because I feel like my room is not super organized, right? We're talking about organization. And because I didn't want to get dressed and look nice, and because life was busy. And I prefer to work, like I do work a lot, but I kind of work around my life. And when it takes over my life, then it's a little bit more daunting. So I take a break when I want to. Like I could work all night tonight. For sure I could. I could work full time, but I say no, and I'm going out with my friends tonight, and I'm going out with my kids, and we're gonna have a nice barbecue outside. So I say no to my work a lot, and I have very firm boundaries where I live my life, where I'm totally disconnected and I forget. And that's why you'll see me on Instagram and then I'm gone because I'm living my life. So I wish I was more committed. I wish that I had people that worked for me that could be consistent, but I'm not that consistent. So I do get breaks, but it is a lot. I have chosen to invest a lot in you guys. A couple people said you have a lot of energy. You have tons of energy. I do have energy. That is one thing I do have. I have a lot of energy. Only things that take that away from me is if I'm very, very, very tired or if I'm sick. When I'm sick, I have a tendency, I last a couple days and then I actually start to get really depressed and really depressed. And getting back after sickness into anything, getting motivated to do work again, any of that stuff, it hits me very hard and I really struggle. So there's a couple things that steal from that, but for the most part, I am a very driven, passionate, motivated person. I'm always thinking of something new, and when I have it, I'm running after it. And I go through my life with great intensity. And so I think that I do have quite a bit of energy, and I don't know where that comes from. It's my personality is what it is. Somebody else said, you've never thought about putting your kids in school. I think I thought of it yesterday. I think of it all the time. All the time I think about putting my kids in school, and especially in the beginning. I thought of it a lot more in the beginning. I actually don't, to be totally honest, I don't think about it very much anymore because I am so settled in what we're doing. It was about 2 years ago that I really actually seriously considered it again. And I was actually looking into schools and I was pricing it out and trying to figure out, I would not put my kids into public school because of what our public schools are like and what they teach kids in public school right now. I would have considered some of the private school options, but the price point and everything else just didn't make it feasible for our family. And it really came down to my husband, and when we were really considering it, is that I just wanted to put a few of them in, and he was just so against it. And he said, I will pay, it's not even about money, I will pay for tutors, but I will not have my kids, they'll be gone. They'll be gone. And so we're really just so committed to it right now in this season that I don't really think about it for the most part. I mean, I fail all the time, but it's no longer my go-to thought of I'm failing, therefore they need to go in school. Now I've just owned it. I'm like, yeah, I failed, but it's okay. Through my weakness, he is strong. I'm going to cling to that. I'm going to cling to that. That's my motto. That's my mantra. Yeah, kids, today mommy failed, but through my weakness, he is strong. And when you learn how to read and it isn't me that taught you, well, see, he gets all the glory for that. Yay, God, because it's clearly not my consistency that is teaching you. Somebody else said they assume I'm a 5 on the Enneagram. I don't know. I have never taken that. The thought of sitting down and taking a test right now is exhausting to me, but I'm kind of curious. I mean, I know it's really, really popular, so I think that I will try to take it. And you guys can all guess what you think I would be, and I will find out because I have no clue. I don't even know. I just know it's a personality thing. That's all I know. And I'll do one more, and then I'm going to wrap it up. And the last one is, you have a lot more money than I do. Probably. And honestly, that isn't my husband's career. I know people that make way less money than us, but actually take home way more money than us because we get taxed a lot. Welcome to Canada. Half of your paycheck is going to the government. So we get taxed a lot because of the fact that I work. I know a lot of people are on single income families. The husband's working, the wife is at home raising her kids. And so people look at me and they're like, how can you afford to redo your basement? How can you afford to get the dream box? How can you afford to get all this curriculum? Because companies send it to me for free. Now this basement I did pay for, but I paid for it out of what I make from my business. I work. We are a dual income family. So I probably do have more financial freedom than what you have. I also get a ton of stuff for free. Before I ever buy anything, I pitch a company first because you never know. So I get a lot of stuff for free. So when you see stuff coming to my door and all this curriculum and you're thinking, how do you afford that? Well, I don't. Just join my Start a Blog course and do what I do because companies will send it to you. But I also, you guys, where I am today, this has been years of my life I've invested into this, and I was actually paying money when I first started all of this. So it's been a journey, but we do have more financial freedom, and that is such a gift, and I do not take it for granted. The fact that I work and the fact that this fits so well with our life and allows me to homeschool. I mean, everything I do is about homeschooling. So it actually inspires me to homeschool so I can take that picture and create a new post for you guys. So I am so blessed by the life that I have, and it's all God. It really is all God. So I encourage you, when you come to my site, when you come to my blog, when you come to my Instagram or my social media, when you see my life, if you see it looks organized, if you see I've got lots of energy, if you see, wow, she looks put together and I'm not. If you see she gets all of this stuff, this scrap box, these things I could never afford and I don't, I encourage you right now to just hit the pause button and remember not to compare yourself to my life. Now, I could show you pictures, and I did in some of my sessions, of where I started. I did not start here. Nobody starts here. Nobody starts with the answers. Nobody starts with the money. Nobody starts with the nice stuff. Nobody. So don't compare yourself to me. Choose thankfulness in the space that you are in right now. If you have a kitchen table you're doing school in, choose thankfulness in that. Find things to be thankful. Aim for better. Find things that you can do that are unique, that are creative, and dream and pray, because God has brought so many opportunities into our lives that I never would have imagined for us. So I really hope that in this, you've seen, first of all, that I am a real person with many, many, many faults, and that if you're comparing yourself to me, that I am not perfect, and that I had a starting point too, and so do you. Honor the starting point. Be thankful where you're at. I am thankful for where I am today. I have goals and visions and dreams for the future of our family, but I am thankful. I am so thankful for today. And everything that I have, it's come at a cost and it's come at a price, and it's not for everybody. So I just encourage you. We look at other people's lives so often and we compare, and we're different. We're different. Our journeys are different. Our walk is different. So don't look to me. Look to what God has put in front of you. Look to your own kids and encourage each other. Encourage somebody else with that. So that's it. I'm going to wrap it up. I hope you guys have an amazing homeschool week, day. If you're taking a break for the summer, do that too. Okay? We may not. I don't know what's going to happen. We are going to school through the summer. So I'll update you guys in September on how that went. But anyways, I encourage you, no matter what you're doing, to have an amazing day, to seize the moments today, to be who you are and who God created you to be today. And if you want to see something specific on my YouTube channel, post it below. I would love to hear your ideas. And hey, you may see it show up on my podcast or here on YouTube. And otherwise, subscribe so you don't miss stuff like my schoolroom makeover or the Dream Box tour, which is coming up. So talk to you guys later.